Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Andrell. Are you hungry? Well, come on in, let me fix you a plate because today I'm making collard greens, y'all. But not just any collard greens, I'm making and sharing with you my beer braised collard green recipe just in time for the holidays, or if you just want to kick up your collard green game just a notch. This recipe, I promise you, will give you the ultimate cook's compliment by having the empty dish on the table. So tell those aunties and cousins and family members to put away their Tupperware and their aluminum foil because there's sure to be none left. So come on in, pull up a chair, and let me cook for you. Listen, but before we get started, this happens to be my very first YouTube video for my new cooking channel called Hey Andrell, where I'll be sharing with you tons of my mama's Southern recipes, as well as recipes from my years of experience working in restaurants, catering, you name it, I've done it all. So pull up a chair, come on in, let me show you how to get started with this beer braised collard green recipe. Before we even get started on me showing you how to cut up, clean, chop, triple wash those collard greens, we are gonna get started on our braising liquid. Now, we're gonna be using smoked turkey today, so I wanna give that a little bit of a head start so that meat will be fall off the bone tender by the time it's time for us to add in our collard greens. So let me show you how to get started with that.
So I'm going to get started by crushing up some fresh garlic here. I need about 4 cloves or so. Also diced up about half of an onion. You can use brown onion, white onion, whichever you prefer. I'm also going to add to it a couple of bay leaves and a couple of chili pods because I like my collard greens a bit spicy. I don't know. How about you? So you can do it however you like. So I'm gonna get these nice and peeled and cut off the little ends and get it chopped up.
So to get started on our braising liquid, I'm gonna have you pull out one of a large pot. Today I'm gonna be using about 3 bunches of collard greens, so this is a nice size. I have my trusty Dutch oven here, and to which I'm gonna add a generous amount of vegetable oil to the bottom so that it completely coats it. Then we're gonna go ahead and add half of an onion. What we're gonna do is start to cook that till it gets translucent or fragrant. Onions are burning my eyes already. Let's get that going.
Hey y'all, those onions was killing me softly, so I had to take a little break. Came back, filled the pot with 2 liters of chicken stock, and then let's start again.
So listen, when I was growing up, my mom would use ham hock, bacon ends, salted pork, smoked bacon, whatever she had on hand would always turn out delicious. But listen, we are eating a lot healthier these days, so I've added about 3 or 4 pieces of smoked turkey to this braising liquid. And what we're doing is we're gonna cook this up, get it to a boil, put a lid on it, and skim off the impurities before I continue adding the seasoning to this braising liquid. So now, the star of the show, we have our collard greens. For those of you who do not know, these are collard greens. I have 3 big, beautiful bunches here that I'll be showing you how to fabricate. Now listen, when I was growing up, my mom had a garden in the backyard. She grew turnip greens, mustard greens, and yes, collard greens. And if we were lucky, we had a nice mix of them all. But again, our recipe here today is collard greens. So I'm gonna show you how to clean them and trim them. This is a collard green, for those of you who don't know, once again. This is the stem, or the ribbing is what we used to call it. You hold it at the base here with the 2 fingers and simply peel away. I'm gonna show you how to do that, peel away and snap. It should look like this. And then we're gonna go ahead and layer these all out, roll them up into a cigar and cut them into pieces and move on to our cleaning process.
So while that braising liquid is simmering away, again, I'm gonna stack these collard greens into a nice stack here and roll them, like I was saying, into a cigar form. This should look like this. And some people like to julienne them. or just rip them up. Again, I like about 1-inch strips, so I'm gonna go ahead and form these how I want them. There's no right or wrong way. So again, these are how mine look. So we're gonna transfer these to a large bowl because I like to wash and triple and quadruple wash mine. I wanna make sure that all the dirt is removed from your collard greens because that sometimes transfers over to the braising liquid, and you do not want that. My mom taught me that early on. So next I'm gonna add a generous amount of kosher salt here. And this acts as a natural astringent. It helps to clean the greens and kill off any parasites that might be hiding in there. And of course that's natural. They come straight out of the garden in most cases, even in the supermarket. These are fairly clean, but we're gonna make sure that they're washed nonetheless. And we're gonna rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat and just keep going until the water is really clean and clear. Again, here's another cooking tip for cooking collard greens or any tough green, like kale and greens and stuff like that, is to massage them really well. And this helps to break them down a bit. Also helps with the cooking time, tenderizes them. And not to worry, because these aren't going to be salty at all. All of that salt is going to come off in the cooking, in the rinsing process. So again, we just want to make sure that these are really clean and clear.
So look, it's time to go. Whoa, look at that. So it's time to go ahead and check on our smoked turkey. And look, literally, I didn't have to do anything. Look at that. Literally simmered off of the bone. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take these bones and any tendons and anything. Oh, look at that, wow. Any bones or tendons, we'll go ahead and take that out and set it aside. Let me show you a close up.
So I'm going to go ahead and skim off any impurities from the meat bone and just discard that down the drain before adding in our final seasoning to this braising liquid or a pot liquor is what this is. The end result is going to be.
So let's get started seasoning our pot liquor. I added about a tablespoon of your favorite seasoning salt. We're gonna add about a tablespoon of black pepper. Again, I already added a couple little chili pods in there, but I do like spicy greens. So, and I also like to see the red pepper flake floating about. So I'm gonna add just a smidge of red pepper flake. We're gonna add about a half a tablespoon of onion powder. I tend to use more garlic than I do onion, so I'm gonna add about, let's say about a tablespoon of garlic powder. Again, I've already added in the bay leaf. What else? Oh, we're gonna add about a quarter cup of white sugar. You can add as much or as little as you like, but again, sugar is very essential in making a great pot of collard greens. It balances out all of the salt and it just makes for a really good pot of greens. I can't explain why, but it does. So we're also gonna add in, okay, let's just go with our Cajun seasoning. I'm gonna add a smidge of Cajun seasoning, about a tablespoon of that. Now, what you wanna do, and here's a tip, grab yourself a couple of tasting spoons because the pot liquor is gonna determine how the greens taste. So don't be afraid to go ahead and taste this as you go so you'll know how to adjust your seasoning. So let's get this stirred up and give it a taste. Okay, I'm gonna give this a stir. Let's go ahead and taste this pot liquor and see if we need to add anything. So remember, you can add it in, but you can't take it out. So always want to taste, get some clean tasting spoons, set them aside. Look at that. Seasoning is believing. You can see all that flavor in there. Let's go ahead and give it a taste. That is money. We are right on track. Let's go ahead and put that aside. Now, to balance it out further, we're going to add just a little bit of vinegar. Now, here's a tip and here's a key to making really velvety smooth, luscious collard greens. Now, again, we are cooking a lot healthier, right? And so, in absence of all that fat that comes from the fat bag and the bacon and all that, we want to add it back in with just a little vegetable oil. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. Give it a stir. Let's go ahead and add in these beautiful collard greens. Now, this might seem like a lot, but just like spinach, or not so much like spinach, but it does have a little wilting effect. So we're going to go ahead and add in these collard greens. Just keep going with that. And then I'm going to show you what I do next. Okay, so this one pot. And look at all that smoked turkey just floating about. I have a nice chunks in there for those who like it meaty. And now you can use any beer that you like, but I have a 40 ounce, y'all, and it's already, look, I popped it into the freezer because I like to take a little pot liquor for myself. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and pour that right over the top. Come on in, I'm gonna show you how this looks.
So it's time to get these collard greens nice and happy. We're gonna pour over a bit of beer on the top, and don't worry, it's not gonna taste like alcohol or beer or anything like that. It's just gonna add a nice richness as that alcohol cooks out. It's gonna marry well with all those other flavors in there, and the smoked turkey is gonna help to tenderize the greens and the turkey further. And I have some cornbread in the oven as we speak. Look at all that smoked turkey. Doesn't that look delicious? And we'll be ready in about 2 hours or so. Just let this simmer on low while you cook other things.
Okay, so here we go. Oh my God, look how golden, brown, and delicious that looks. We're gonna go ahead and take this out. We have our greens on the stove already. You hear those percolating. That's from another video. So our collard greens are just about ready. We've timed it perfectly with our Southern style cornbread that has baked up golden, brown, and delicious. Look at this is how you know. Just here on the side, how it kind of comes away from the side of the cast iron, where the butter has seeped down and created all of this buttery goodness. The milk solids, which you can see here, in a close-up of that, that's all milk solids and flavor. Come on, y'all. Let's go ahead and plate it up and give it a taste. Perfection. This crust.
Of course, you can use your hot sauce of choice, but I'm a Red Rooster Louisiana type of guy.
Please don't bother me while I'm eating. Oh my God. This is a meal all by itself, let me tell you. This brings back such memories. This is called the happy dance. And the pot liquor with the beer and everything in there and this cornbread. Perfect texture. It is hot and delicious. Please try this recipe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want me to make next. I'm happy to make it. Until next time, bon appetit. Please enjoy. I don't know what else to say. Come back and see me, y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you don't miss out on new content that I'll be posting. I'm gonna finish this up.